Thank you very much. Please accept our apologies for the late start. We're also live on PBCJ, so I've been asked to tell you to be on your best behavior. The Honorable Olivia Grange, Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport. Honorable Desmond McKenzie, Minister of Local Government and Community Development. Honorable Rudyard Spencer, Minister of State in the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service. Honorable Derek Smith, Minister without portfolio in the Office of the Prime Minister. The Mayor of Kingston, Senator Council Delroy Williams. Friends, distinguished friends, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the launch of Labor Day 2017. As we do in Jamaica, we begin our events with prayer. I now invite Dr. Alma Blair to lead us in prayer.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. All protocol observed. May I ask you all to stand at this time? May we bow our heads in prayer as we look to the Lord. Eternal Father and our God, we come to you this morning acknowledging you as a source of our existence, the originator of labor and purpose, and the one from whom all blessings flow. When you formed man from the dust of the earth, you placed him in the garden and gave him the charge to till the ground, keep the garden, to be fruitful and multiply, signaling not only the importance of labor, but the avenue through which you would continue your creative purpose. And so we thank you, Lord, for making mankind co-laborers with you. We pray today for those who continue to labor diligently in the field, the homes, the offices, the factories, and various industries, and for those who provide services of various sorts. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for equipping these individuals with creative minds, special skills, and abilities, and more so for providing the opportunities for them to use their talents to lead, motivate, and inspire others to be that which you purpose them to be, to take care of their needs and those of their loved ones, to make meaningful contribution to growth and development of Jamaica, land we love, as well as to the welfare of the whole human race. We pray especially for those who are unemployed and those deemed unemployable, that they too will in due course be able to join the productive force and be able to play their role in the development of themselves and that of the nation. Help us, Lord, to be our brothers' keepers, treating each other with love, respect, kindness, fairness, and dignity, valuing the worth of our fellow men, and the understanding that we should treat others as we would have them be treated, and in a way that places value and dignity on lives created by your own hands. Lord, we look to you for continued guidance, strength, and courage, and for your divine blessings on the works of our hands, and particularly all that will be done throughout the Labor Day week to make this country a better place. All these we ask in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ, who himself lived an exemplary life, laboring as a carpenter, a teacher, and a miracle worker. And may we as a nation work willingly in peace, unity, and love. And we ask that you will subdue all the plans of the evil one as we work together to build a better nation in Jamaica, land we love. These mercies we ask of you in the name of Jesus Christ. And everybody say, thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you very much, Dr. Blair. We have a slight change to our order, and I'd like to acknowledge Mr. Colin Fagan, who is representing the Leader of the Opposition, Dr. Peter Phillips. Welcome, Mr. Fagan. We'd also like to acknowledge and thank especially our guests in the Diplomatic Corps who have decided to join us and who will participate in Labor Day activities this year. Thank you. One slight change to our order. Just ahead of Minister Grange's remarks, we'll have entertainment from Calnet Reed from Excelsior Community College.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'll be doing a dope poem for you titled One of Them the Youth There. Enjoy. Me a one of them the youth there. Yeah, say me a one of them the youth there. Yeah, say me a one of them the youth in the ghetto my born. Sometime I go to school with no shoes on. Still I try my best to learn what the teacher did that teach, because somewhere in a life me want to reach. Me a one of them the youth there. Yeah, say me a one of them the youth there. Yeah, say me a one of them the youth there when no know no father. Me hear say from before my born him left me mother only a no good. But would ever do that? And anyhow me catch him, me lick him down flat. Me a one of them the youth there. Yeah, say me a one of them the youth there. Yeah, say me a one of them the youth there when no fool as me look. As bad as things be, my mother teach me how to cook. You said the money when me make out of the buckle when me find, me use it buy food and have a nice time. Sometime a very nice time. Me a one of them the youth there. Yeah, say me a one of them the youth there. Yeah, say me a one of them the youth the when no fool round the lane. Me no smoke marijuana, me no sniff cocaine. Cause me see what that do to my brethren Wayne. I me no want nothing fi come mash up my brain. Cause me love me mother and she couldn't take the shame. Me a one of them the youth there. Say me a one of them the youth there. Say me a one of them the youth there. We can't understand. Oh, one man have so much woman when me can't even control one. But sure, hey, nothing wrong because too much AIDS depend the land of me a one of them the youth there. We want live long, me a one of them the youth there. Yeah, say me a one of them the youth there. Yeah, say me a one of them the youth there. We run out of luck, me a one of them the youth there. We can't get no work, me a one of them the youth there. We must get frustrated. Come run out of luck, me can't get no work, so now I'm seeking some help from you. But it look like you are one of them the youth there too. So we are one of them the youth there. Yeah, so we are one of them the youth there. Yeah, so we are one of them, the one of them, the one of them, the one of them, the one of them the youth there. Yeah, so we are one of them the youth there. Conscious youth, we are one of them the youth there. Righteous youth, we are one of them the youth there. Spiritual youth, we are one of them, the one of them, the one of them, the one of them, the one of them the youth there. Yeah, God bless.
Thank you very much. Let's give him another hand. And his drummer, Minister Grange.
I can't say me one of them the youth there. But we deliberately selected that piece because yesterday the Prime Minister launched Hope, which is targeting that cohort. Him a one of them the youth there we're targeting. Ministers, colleague ministers, Minister Smith, Minister Spencer, Minister Mackenzie. Members of the Diplomatic Corps, mayors, we are blessed this morning to have the presence of so many of our mayors. If you don't mind, I'd just like you to stand so we can recognize all of you. Mayor Crary, Mayor Mitchell, Mayor Moore, Mayor Gager, Mayor Williams, Mayor Rawle, Have I covered? I'm really so happy to see you all here this morning. I thank you for coming. I also would like to recognize MP Colin Fagan, who is here representing the Leader of the Opposition. Thank you so much for coming. The representative from the Jamaica Confederation of Joint Trade Union, is he here? He's not here yet, okay. And of course, I have to recognize Cabinet Secretary, Ambassador Saunders, heads of agencies, members of the Planning Committee, the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Labor, the blood, sweat, and tears of the Jamaican worker, has been the platform for the construction of our society. Societies do function without decent work. Societies do not function without decent work. And so in December 1831, a young man, just 31 years old, decided that he would organize labor in a fight for a freedom which endures to this day. At first, ladies and gentlemen, this young man thought if all the enslaved people all sat down and refused to work again in the capacity as slaves after Christmas, carefully abstaining from offering violence to any person, it would be a very difficult thing for the masters to force such an immense body of people to work against their will. But the old masters would not let the system of slavery without a fight, would not let the system go. And so this young man organized what is referred to as the largest slave revolt that ever took place on British territory. 20,000 slaves rose up, took out the entire northwest corner of Jamaica. It took the British Army nearly 6 weeks to suppress the uprising. The War of 1832, did not achieve full freedom, ladies and gentlemen, but it did bring the moment of emancipation forward. For his part in organizing, leading, and directing the workers, and for stirring the flame of freedom across Jamaica, this young man, Samuel Sharp, was executed on May 23, 1832, in Marketplace, St. James. Each year on May 23, we observe Labor Day. It is a culmination of Workers' Week, a time when we pay homage to the Jamaican worker. And later on, Minister Spencer will make reference to the work of Sir Alexander, the Right Excellent Sir Alexander Bustamante, who continued that fight. This year, our commemoration will also highlight, in a very special way, the contribution of the Right Excellent Samuel Sharp and his fight for all the people of Jamaica, particularly the workers. We must never forget or take for granted the sacrifices of people such as Sharp and others for the freedoms we have today. Once again, we are joining forces with a number of stakeholders to recognize the workers of Jamaica as a central element to the celebrations. Importantly, we want to use this year's observance to provide an opportunity for the engagement of the wider populace on matters related to productivity, work ethic, and industrial relations as important elements of work and national development. Like so many times before since its inception, our objective over this period is to galvanize our people into active and voluntary engagement within the various communities in our nation in acts and activities geared at the upliftment and betterment of each other. Labor Day 2017 will play that critical role of galvanizing public interest and mobilizing communities for the celebration of our country's 55th anniversary of independence. As such, the overarching theme of Jamaica 55 celebrations, Jamaica 55, celebrating Jamaicans at home and abroad, will be used for Labor Day 2017 with a particular mission to restore, preserve, and beautify. We're urging Jamaicans to clean up and beautify their environment and landmarks, including monuments, community centers, recreational parks, and public spaces that may be used to not only stage the celebrations, but which will renew the spirit of community and togetherness. The mission to beautify our communities will also include a program of configuring murals in each parish. This will kickstart the Jamaica 55 objective to produce a minimum of 55 murals throughout the island. While we tend to see our culture and sense of identity primarily through the arts, sport, and lifestyle, Jamaica's culture also surrounds us in the numerous historical buildings and landmarks. These structures are a representation of the stories that define who we are as a people, and as such, the onus is on all of us to help restore and safeguard our cultural heritage. Apart from attracting global visitors, our buildings, other architectural monuments and landmarks, such as the Market Square, where Sam Sharp was executed, teach us about our history and promote respect for those who left indelible marks on our national landscape. Structures and landmarks that have preserved their historic character help to shape the tapestry of our collective memory, woven with a sense of pride of our past, and provide a stability or identity for the present, all adding to the sum total of what makes us uniquely Jamaican. So this Labor Day, ladies and gentlemen, we dedicate our energies to restore, preserve, and beautify our national landmarks and monuments, from villages, towns, and communities, through cities and parishes. When we restore, when we preserve and beautify our national landmarks, we are celebrating and embracing our history, culture, and traditions. This year, we have decided on 2 national projects for Labor Day. And when I say national projects, these are the projects that will be visited by the Prime Minister and be the projects that will be nationally recognized. But in addition to that, in each parish council, or as the Minister of Local Government would say, municipality, municipal corporation, and we must all get accustomed to saying that, will select one project out of the number of projects that they will do, will select one project which we will ensure gets national focus. So this year, the 2 national projects that have been decided on, they are twin projects, and the reason why this is being treated this way is because in the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, they celebrate their 145th anniversary. The Jamaica Constabulary Force celebrates its 150th anniversary. And so what has been selected this year as twin projects is the Ward Theatre and the Central Police Station. Ward Theatre is an edifice that has been of significant value to the cultural landscape of Kingston and certainly the wider Caribbean. It is appropriate that we give special recognition to Ward Theatre this year as Kingston observes its 145th. And within this hub, we will ensure that new life is poured into Ward Theatre in this its 105th year. We are pleased to announce that the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport will be working closely with the Kingston and St. Andrew Corporation to see to the startup of restoration work at the ward. That work will begin even ahead of Labor Day. But on May 23, we will have a massive undertaking at the site to begin well-needed work on the facade of the structure. But as you can appreciate, restoration of the ward will take much more than the work that we can physically undertake on Labor Day itself. Restoration will, over time, include renovation to changing rooms within the facility, retrofitting of the seating within the theater, electrical and plumbing works, and installation of AC units. We're all very excited about this project, as with the proposed works to be done at Central Police Station. In fact, our focus on this historic police station is part of our national celebration of the 150th anniversary of the JCF. This is another necessary project that underscores the utmost respect that we must have for institutions such as the police stations that are central to the work undertaken by the men and women who are sworn to protect us daily. As part of Labor Day activities, 19 substations across the island will also benefit from restoration work. We look forward to seeing, and please applaud, we look forward to seeing the projects that will come out of our rural communities, ministries, and government agencies. Ladies and gentlemen, even as we emphasize the importance of our built heritage, we want to use this year's Labor Day to announce a special partnership between the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment, and Sport and the National Environment and Planning Agency, NEPA, that encourages the preservation of our natural environment. Each year on May 22nd, Jamaica joins the world in celebrating International Day for Biological Diversity. This year, NEPA will launch its Million Tree Challenge, which encourages Jamaicans to plant 1 million trees by June 30, 2019. This is a call to action for all Jamaicans. It is part of NEPA's Trees for Life campaign, which was launched in October 2016. The Trees for Life campaign is aimed at increasing the island's biodiversity, green coverage, and our overall resilience to the impacts of climate change. So, as Minister, I'm pleased to announce that in support of this Million Tree Challenge and in recognition of the island's 55 years of independence, the Ministry has committed to planting 155 trees on Labor Day in line with our theme, Restore, Preserve, Beautify. I call on all Jamaicans to take on a project, no matter how small. Become part of this national campaign to clean up our communities and environment. We hope this will engender a new spirit of cleanliness, where we will also use the occasion to discuss and promote a new ethos of clean living. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you so much, and I would like to use the opportunity now to recognize the Honorable Shahini Robinson, Minister of Labor and Social Security, and also the Minister of State in the Ministry of National Security, the Honorable Pernell Charles, Jr. I thank you all very much.
Thank you very much, Minister Grange. I would just like to update a figure that Minister has given. It has grown tremendously in the last 3 seconds. It's 155,000 trees, not 155. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Minister of Local Government and Community Development, the Honorable Desmond McKenzie.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, colleague, cabinet ministers, Member of Parliament Colin Fagan, mayors from the respective municipalities present, His Excellencies of the Diplomatic Corps, Cabinet Secretary, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen. In this day, 50th year of our independence, Workers' Week and Labor Day have an extra special meaning as we observe the theme just outlined by Minister Grange, Restore, Preserve, and Beautify. The Ministry of Local Government and Community Development joins in the call for every single Jamaican to work with the respective government agencies as we give new life, civic and personal meaning to national and local monuments, in addition to the National Labor Day project, which I am so fortunate falls in my own constituency of West Kingston, and equally more fortunate is that the Central Police Station sits on the border of West Kingston and Central Kingston. The municipal corporation in their respective areas will concentrate their efforts on various projects. This year's team urged us to look again at some of the landmarks in our residential, business, and professional spaces. Some that we may have passed on an everyday basis without even giving a second thought, and we have taken many of these locations for granted. Last week when I spoke on behalf of the Most Honorable Prime Minister at the official launch of Kingston and St. Andrew Homecoming Week 2017, I was forced to mention, when listening to the customers of Kingston reeling out places of interest in Kingston, I had to mention that in my own constituency, there are 4 landmarks which are significant in Jamaica because of the importance of these landmarks. Both the Kingston Public Hospital and the Victoria Jubilee Hospitals are the largest such public medical facilities in this part of the world. Is in West Kingston. The Maypen Cemetery, which is the largest such public cemetery in this part of the world, is in West Kingston. And also the Coronation Market, which is the largest such public market in this part of the region. The KPH is the leading multidisciplinary hospital in Jamaica and in the English-speaking Caribbean, and has been offering 24/7 institutional medical services since 1859. However, when it was founded in 1776, it was an hospital and what we used to call in those days almshouse. Over the time, almshouse evolved into the network of our infirmaries. We now have across Jamaica, for which the Ministry of Local Government has responsibility for. Our infirmaries are a part of a modern civic infrastructure, and we are working to restore, preserve, and beautify them as we undertake construction projects in Manchester, St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, St. James, and Portland in this financial year. An objective of this year's theme is the celebration of our history and culture. The 1,420 men and women that lives in our infirmaries across the country are a part of the living history and culture. That living history includes the struggle and the achievements of our workers from our days as a colony through limited self-government until today. As a part of this administration, the ministry is committed through the Local Development Support Program, which is managed by the Social Development Commission, to increase economic employment and opportunities. This will ensure that our workers are standing legacies as prosperity through a sufficiently expanded number of employed and especially self-employed men and women. We salute and support Labor Day. We urge all the citizens to use May the 23rd for its true purpose, to preserve, increase the spirit of communities as we work together to restore, preserve, and beautify our natural built environment. before closing, I know that Minister Grange was like a mosquito in my ears a while ago. How much are you giving to the municipal corporations to assist with Labor Day projects? Well, I don't remember what the figure was. Probably me and more can remind me from last year. But this year, the ministry will be providing the sum of $250,000 to each municipal corporations to undertake project to assist in each municipality. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Minister, for your remarks and for your check. Ladies and gentlemen, please invite the Minister of Labor and Social Security, the Honorable Shahini Robinson.
Thank you, Chair, colleagues, members of the Cabinet, members of Parliament, mayors, councillors, members of staff from the Ministry of Labor, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to be here with you. This year's celebration of Workers' Week and Labor Day takes on an added significance for the Ministry of Labor and Social Security against the background of Jamaica's 55th independence anniversary celebrations. For in the 5 decades of the history of modern Jamaica, labor has played a significant role. Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, I declare that Jamaica was built by labor, whether through forced slavery, apprenticeship system, the Morant Bay Rebellion, the 1938 Workers' Riot, through entrepreneurship, self-employment, or through contemporary trade union employer interchanges. It was built by labor. So this morning, as we launch a celebration of Workers' Week, which will culminate in National Labor Day, it is an appropriate time to reflect on the value of labor to our development and use the lessons of the past to face the challenges of the future. This is what drives our plan to make provisions for Jamaicans who fall into the category of the informal economy. Through a formalization of the Informal Economy Project, we will be working with the International Labour Organization to enhance the base of approximately 1.5 million workers in the labor force as of January 2017. We want to move more Jamaicans from the informal sector into formality and upscale the efforts at personal growth and national development. Ladies and gentlemen, Reflections on the contribution of the working class is a position from which to rally Jamaicans from all walks of life to continuing development of communities, to the continuing development of villages and towns across the country. This year's theme, Restore, Protect, Beautify, calls for a link between workers' interests and matters relating to the environment, as well as community improvement as part of the overall sustainable development of this country. It is a theme fully supported by the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, because we are cognizant of how priorities for social and economic development are influenced by the environment in communities, in businesses, and in the workplace. So, at the Ministry, we are supportive of efforts to restore, protect, and beautify. And we call on all Jamaicans to do the same in voluntary efforts across the island. In keeping with the theme, the Ministry, in collaboration with the Jamaica Confederation of Trade Unions, will undertake the restoration and beautification of the Workers' Monument in downtown Kingston. We will announce other details, the date and the time, in the near future. Our other activities include a seminar on the upcoming OSH Act and Centenarians Day observance on May 19th. In fact, our celebration on Centenarians Day will twin intergenerational connections and also honor for a working class Jamaican as we pay tribute to Mrs. Violet Brown, the world's oldest woman and Jamaica's oldest senior citizen. As I close, I urge Jamaicans to support community restoration and beautification projects in schools, communities, and neighborhoods across the island. Let us make our founding fathers and national heroes proud. Sir Alexander Bustamante and His Excellency Norman Manley, as well as past and present generation of workers. We have come a long way since the days when Labor Day was celebrated as Empire Day. And at every step of the journey, it has been the workers who have shaped the course and undertaken the struggles. We remain thankful for the dignity of work, proud to uphold our rights and benefits, and commit to continuing the cause for decent work and safe work. I salute all our Jamaican workers and hope we will have a productive Labor Day as we restore, protect, and beautify on an interconnected path towards environmental development, sustainable living, and economic growth. Thank you, and God bless you as we all strive to build a better Jamaica.
Thank you, Minister Robinson. I don't know if you realize that Minister Mackenzie made a loud shout when she announced the Ministry of Labor's project for Labor Day. Guess whose constituency it's in? Ladies and gentlemen, we have a little entertainment for you. After all of that information, please welcome Kerani Irvin, a soloist from Alpha Primary School.
And I'm strong in every way. Trotting to the top of the mountain, and Jaja in control of my life. As me stepping, me no fear, me no fear. Oh, the pressures of life are surround me, and the trotters trying to confound me. Make them blabber and chat, come up bobbing like a pot. I'm a blessing, stand up to the max. I'm a strong Jamaican woman. Oh, we're living in a God-blessed country when the woman them a natural beauty. So we black and we proud, we fit on it up loud and I make the system come chop away. We feel like a negative vibration. Circle love in your desiration. Love we a say, strength we a say, strong woman sing this conscious song. I'm a strong Jamaican woman. I'm a strong, strong, strong Jamaican woman. A strong Jabba woman, we step up to the pledge and work to achieve her goal. A strong Jabba woman respects herself, assertive and takes control. A strong Jabba woman, no deal with no lele, nah no rere, no way. She's a lover, she's a leader, she's a fighter. Hear what I say. I'm a strong Jamaican woman. I'm a strong, strong, strong Jamaican woman. I'm a strong Jamaican woman. I'm a strong Jamaican woman.
Keep the applause going for her, please. I remember two lines, and I'm wondering if our friends from the missions understand what it means. And we said, no lele, no rere. We'll organize some patchwork classes for you. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd just like to tell you that it's usual on Labor Day after we've worked, we have a little celebration. And this year, our concert will be at the Emancipation Park we have some video to roll. Who's going to be on? But I'm tell you, it's something that is going to be absolutely fantastic. It's going to be a gospel concert, Emancipation Park, from 6 to 9. So after we're done work, we enjoy ourselves. And who's going to be on? Kevin Downswell, Lieutenant Stitchie, Kukudu, Kerrine Gregory, Lubert Levy, Lidge Faulkner, Joan Fleming, Levy's Heritage, the Gospel Song winner for 2017, and the Children's Gospel Song winner for 2017, as well as the Gospel Song winner for 2016 and the Children's Gospel Song winner for 2016, as well as Radical Weapons Praise Team and the Emmanuel Apostolic Team. And MC will be IT and Fancy Cat. Keep us laughing all night long. I'll have to stay away from that because I have a way of bursting out into laughter, uncontrollable laughter. So we invite you to come to the Labor Day concert and be blessed and reinvigorated for the rest of the week. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the Minister of State in the Ministry of Finance and Public Service, the Honorable Rudyard Spencer, to address us.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Your Worship, the Mayor of Kingston, and by extension the other many mayors, ministers of government, members of parliament, and especially Mr. Fagan, representing the leader of the opposition, cabinet secretary, Ambassador Dougie Saunders, members of the diplomatic corps, distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
I know you didn't hear the first time. It is my duty, and indeed my pleasure, to deliver some brief remarks at this 2017 launch of Workers' Week and Labor Day. Every nation owes its success to its laborers. The labor is the driving force of our economy and our progress. Labor fuels industry and spurs economic growth. Labor helps build roads, factories. As all will be aware, this government is serious about transforming the public sector into an efficient and productive workforce. It is the goal that every public officer will see the outcome of their job. It is about improving the quality of life in Jamaica, directly or indirectly, irrespective of what role they play in the public service. It is my vision that, in turn, this culture will also spill over into the private sector as we pursue a transformation strategy and rapid social economic growth in Jamaica. There's no achievement in our nation that can count no vision of the future we have that does not have the worker at its very center. Therefore, I extend this challenge of transformation of attitude to all workers of Jamaica as we lift our nation to a level of growth and prosperity that will be beneficial to each and every Jamaican, both at home and abroad. And so with this year's theme, Restore, Preserve, and Beautify, may we instill in each other worker the civic pride that is so badly needed. As we clean all our nation monuments on Labor Day, let us remember that each stands for, let us remember the struggle of our forefathers for the rights and justice of workers in this land. We inherited lasting legacies in the labor movement that augur well for a solid foundation supporting economic growth and development. We should never forget, and especially during Workers' Week, that we are an independent nation because our workers and labor unions played a significant role in the struggle for independence and liberation of our people. The work and vision of Bustamante, Norman Manley, Michael Manley, Newland, and Hugh Shearer cannot go to waste. We owe it to them, to our country, the demonstration of worker productivity and civic pride. Lest we forget, our great houses and plantation properties symbolize the struggle for freedom from slave labor for better working conditions of sugar workers. Lest we forget, our national parks and heritage sites symbolize Jamaican natural beauty and mixed. I'll say that again. Lest we forget, our national parks and heritage sites symbolize Jamaican natural beauty. Lest we forget, our culture, sites, and monuments symbolize the creative capacity of our people. Lest we forget, some church sites symbolize the education of our children and freedom of expression in our land. Our monuments tell a story of the making of people who are rich in creativity, agility, and productivity. This has built a solid foundation for moral values which should create a workforce that cannot be rivaled. We leave lasting legacies in the labor movement and augur well for foundation of economic growth and development. All these efforts and many others we have undertaken are motivated by one thing alone, that is, to build a prosperous economy that creates jobs for those who want to work and that will allow each worker to earn a decent wage. It is for us to build on the legacy of our forefathers and cultivate a labor force that will be able to support the government's vision for sustained growth and prosperity for Jamaica, land we love. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Minister. We now invite the Mayor of Kingston, Senator Councillor Delroy Williams, to bring greetings.
Good morning. Former Prime Minister P.J. Patterson once used that term on the campaign, and I'm just realizing, well, I'm just coming face to face with that term. When he said, "Boops, the power gone," I had a little few comments on my phone, but the power has gone. So, Mr. Fagan, I'm face to face with the term now. Minister, even us at the parish councils, I understand, that's what I'm saying. So even us have to take a time to get to the term, used to the term, municipal corporation. So other mayors are here also, and they know. So don't worry too much. Over time, we'll get used to it as we are now used to parish councils. So sooner or later, it will become very easy, municipal corporation. Okay, so Mr. Chairman, Minister Olivia Grange, other ministers, mayors, my colleagues, Mr. Fagan representing the leader of the opposition, Cabinet Secretary, Ambassador Saunders, members of the diplomatic corps, members of the media, guests, good afternoon. It's still morning? Afternoon. Now, the municipalities will be taking on projects across the various municipal corporations, and those projects will range from infrastructural to beautification. And as part of our effort to enhance the image of our cities, towns, and districts. So the general thrust is really to enhance the image and it's to image our cities and our towns. And it's not just to image it within our country, but it's to image our cities, towns across the Caribbean and Latin America, and indeed and in the international community. We are looking at projects that are of significance, immense significance to our country, indeed our city, but our country. So, for example, in Kingston, we are looking at, and the government is very serious about this, we're looking at the Ward Theatre as one of many projects. And the Ward Theatre is important to us because it is an important cultural space. Yeah, and a theatre is important because there are many reasons why you'd want to have theatres in your country. But a theatre mirrors, it's like a mirror. It's like in the Bible, when you look in the mirror, you see who you are. A theatre acts in a similar manner. So it mirrors your society. So you see your problems, you see your strengths. Also, it helps to develop and nurture creativity. And I've said we cannot progress as a country without creativity. Creativity is important, it is vital to our success as a nation. And in this case, I'm speaking as a city. So because of that, part of our Labor Day activity as municipalities will also involve the participation of our nation's children. So we are encouraging the children to come out and participate because we want to inculcate, indeed, right on the structures of their minds, values and attitudes that are vital to making a city, indeed making a nation prominent in the international community. And we speak of values such as service, of labor, which is work ethic, of sharing. That is important to us, and we cannot be prominent as a city, as a nation, if we don't begin to write these values on the structures of the minds of our children, because we will build our society into prominence. That foundation must be our children. That's the foundation. So it's the foundation of this city, outside of God, must be our children. And we have to let them develop this sense of pride. So they must take pride in their city and take pride in their country and feel comfortable about it. So that is where we as municipalities across the country, where our focus is. And we indeed are comforted, and we know that with the blessings of our Creator, that Labor Day will indeed be a success this year. The Ward Theatre, as I close, will demonstrate to our nation what purposeful commitment can accomplish. And the Ward Theatre will also symbolize our launch into prominence regionally and internationally. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We have a change to your program, and I have to apologize for the absence of Mr. Robert Chung from the Jamaica Confederation of Trade Union. And I also insert Mr. Colin Fagan to bring greetings, representing the Leader of the Opposition.
Worship the Mayor of Kingston, Councillor Delroy Williams, and other mayors. I know the mayor from Westmoreland, Manchester, St. Mary, and others. Cabinet Ministers, Shiny Robinson, Desmond McKenzie, Olivia Grange, and of course, Rudyard Spencer and Charles. And I see Minister Derek Smith looking at me. Other distinguished persons here, I'm very heartened to be asked to represent the leader of the opposition, Dr. Peter Phillips. I have listened to the comments and the different projects that have been mentioned, and the two major ones should be that of the Ward Theatre and the Central Police Station. And I note how elated the Member of Parliament from West Kingston is about these projects, and I'm sure that he will be motivating and mobilizing all the persons around this constituency to ensure that these projects are successful. I can remember the days when Labor Day was just that day when people would have the spirit of going out and putting back labor into a day. In recent times, it has not been as, the level of volunteerism has not been as it should be, because people are more concerned about themselves and not so much about the community. And so I'd like to urge the communities to take note of what the theme of this Labor Day is about: restore, preserve, and beautify. And to get back into the community. Look at your community centers. Look at your basic schools. Look at what you can do to clean and to just enhance the aesthetics of the community. I believe that with just all of us showing that we can work together, even me being here today, with all the other members of the opposition. I know I would catch that one. All the other members of the government is a suggestion that we are to be working together as a group and as a people. Those of us who remember those wonderful days in the 70s when people would work, and after work they would have a little drink and cook a pot and just enjoy themselves. We want to say to everybody, let us revisit those days. Let us start again to live in love and unity and work together to build our nation, to build our community, brick by brick, as we move forward in development of our wonderful nation. On behalf of the leader of the opposition and the People's National Party, I want to endorse the projects that have been selected and to trust that we will give full support as we work together as a nation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fagan. As we've been hearing, one of the projects selected has to do with the police, and there'll be several restorations of police stations this year. Your program indicates Dr. Welsh. He was unable to make it, but instead we're joined by Senior Superintendent Karina Powell from the Community Safety and Security Branch of the JCF. Welcome her, please.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I represent the Commissioner of Police this afternoon, who is attending the Federation's conference out in Trelawney. So he extends his apologies for not being here. And my immediate supervisor, ACP Welsh, is also unavoidably absent. So I stand in. I extend warm greetings to the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, and take great pleasure in congratulating you on this year's observation of Workers' Week and Labor Day 2017. Workers' Week recognizes the collective efforts of ordinary citizens in community development and nation building. Jamaicans are among the most industrious people on this earth. The inventiveness and resourcefulness of our people are constantly on display, even in the face of sometimes arduous conditions. As an organization, we identify with the struggles many workers endure in all professions across the land. Struggles and challenges are phrases that are often associated with policing. Indeed, policing is one of the most difficult career paths one could ever undertake. And for 150 years, the men and women of the JCF have counted among the most hardworking in our nation. Minister Grange, it is with great appreciation that I acknowledge and humbly embrace your ministry's recognition of the need to restore, preserve, and beautify our police stations. Placing the JCF and police stations so prominently on your agenda for Labor Day underscores your unwavering support, commitment to citizens' security and the welfare of our police officers. A police station is really an integral service center for a community, offering reassurance for community members and a space where citizens can engage with the police. An improved working environment will positively impact the psyche of the policemen and women and ultimately result in improved service delivery to those we are sworn to serve, protect, and reassure. Each year, Labor Day brings us together as a nation, uniting us for one cause to enhance our beautiful island home. The day represents one of the greatest demonstrations of volunteerism, as time, talents, and treasures are generously pooled to improve lives and help advance citizen welfare. The sight of many community groups comprised of Jamaicans of all walks of life, rhythmically toiling in unison, is one that should inspire and remind us that there is indeed a lot of good in Jamaica. The grit and camaraderie that is displayed on Labor Day speaks to that ever-present element of national pride that must be tapped into in order for us to move towards a greater purpose as one people. Let us carry this spirit of solidarity with us beyond May 23 as we labor for a better, safer Jamaica for us and the future generations. The Jamaica Constabulary Force wishes the ministry and its agencies the very best in implementing this year's Workers' Week and Labor Day activities. And again, we express our heartfelt thank you to the ministry, to the government for recognizing the need to help us to restore some of our police stations. Again, thank you.
Thank you, Senior Superintendent. For the Grand Gala on Independence Day, will be shining a light on the police. In fact, the entire first segment will be dedicated to highlighting the 150 years of the JCF. So you can't afford to miss that. So we're keeping the police up front and center throughout Jamaica 55. Ladies and gentlemen, one final act. Mr. Fred Robertson, saxophonist from Arden High School. Welcome him, please.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to be here. I'm going to be doing a medley of reggae songs celebrating the music of Romain Virgo Chronics and Taurus Riley.
You know how we discovered him? Through the JCDC. Ladies and gentlemen, in fact, all our performers today come through the JCDC system where we unearth and nurture talent, and eventually they'll become as good as Mr. Robinson, who I said was a student. He's actually a past student of Arden. Just saying. Just before you go, we'd like you to listen to a couple of jingles that we'll be using to spread the message. They're a little different because we like to reinvent ourselves.
Labor Day 2017 will be like no other. You see, this year We're gonna restore, we're gonna preserve, we're gonna beautify our beautiful island Jamaica. My dream, my dream, my dream, my dream, my dream is to restore the school, every park, every scheme. Preserve landmarks and murals, you see. Tell you my goal, my goal, my goal. Labor Day 2017, let's volunteer to get all of them things together. Restore, preserve, and beautify.
Labor Day in Jamaica. Let's volunteer to clean up, yeah. Restore, preserve, and beautify. Let's all give it a try. Landmarks, parks, and murals. Let's lend a helping hand, yeah. Labor Day 2017. Let us all volunteer to restore, preserve, and beautify Jamaica.
So you feel like going to work after that? Well, thank you so much for coming, and we look forward to your efforts on Labor Day. Have a great day.
Violence against women and girls is a human problem, not just a woman's problem. It's a problem for men too. Gender violence takes many forms,